We're headed for the Florida Panhandle today.
Yes, we are. Now, why don't you come along and we'll tell you all about it when we get there. We made it to the Panhandle. And Chris, you're going to tell us where we're at.
Well, we're at the final kiosk on the DeSoto Trail,
Mm-hmm.
but we had to do things a little out of order today,
We did.
and I want to tell you why.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's go.
Okay. So we're at kiosk 34, the final kiosk on the DeSoto Trail, but we had to do a little flip-flop here. And if you look at the map, you can see why. See, we came out of this section of Florida, and it wouldn't make sense to go all the way over here, then go all the way back. So we decided to hit 34 and then go to 33, which is in Pensacola. Now, I want to tell you what happened here. This is the last spot that DeSoto was in before he turned into the interior and went on further explorations outside of what is now Florida. But before he did that, he had a captain of one of the ships, Francisco Maldonado, go up the coast and try to find a better port. And he found what is now Pensacola, went back, reported to DeSoto, and DeSoto told him, go back to Cuba, resupply, meet us here in about a year. Problem was, they never showed up.
So what made him move north?
Well, as usual, it was more stories of bigger civilizations to the north,
Mm-hmm.
possibly gold. And the funny thing is, there is gold up in the Appalachians. They went right by it. They didn't
Oh,
find it.
really?
Yeah, but he just kept
Hmm.
going, following that golden road. So he just kept going. That's why he left. They spent the winter here, and after the winter was over, they decided to keep going and rendezvous within a year with Maldonado.
Well, spending the winter here in Tallahassee is not such a bad thing. It's not
Well,
that
no,
cold.
it wasn't too bad.
Hey, Chris and I just arrived in Pensacola, Florida, and it took us 6 hours to get here. Anyways, wow, I'm freezing. You can tell I'm a Southern Florida girl now. Wow, yeah, I think it's 62 degrees and I'm actually cold. That's so not normal for me. Anyways, it's this statue here I walked across, and let me show you, and then I'll tell you what it means. Well, I looked it up because I was curious. And it is sculpted, a bronze sculpture made by Gary Lee Price, and it symbolizes the wings of a child's imagination. Now, isn't that sweet? Hey, Chris.
Hey, we finally made it to Pensacola.
I know.
Woo!
Wow. Hey, so what happened over here in Pensacola?
All right, let's talk about it. In our last clip, we talked about how DeSoto asked Francisco Maldonado to look for an open bay. He got here. This was a deep bay. They did soundings and everything. It was perfect. He came back, and then DeSoto told him to go to Cuba, get supplies, come back, and we'll meet you in Ochus, is which they called it, the village near here, in a year. Now, as I said, they didn't make it because DeSoto went up and they marched all over Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, up into Tennessee. They eventually ended up in Alabama, and there was a massive battle called the Battle of Mobile.
Now, not to overtalk you, but before I forget, they did this all by foot? All that
Foot and horse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the knights were on horse, and you had the regular soldiers were on foot.
Okay.
But like as I was trying to say, this battle happened, and the chief, whose name I think was Tuscaloosa, hid his men, and it was a surprise attack. And DeSoto was stupid enough to keep all of his supplies and everything in the natives' huts, which it got all burnt. Their equipment got burnt. Everything got burnt. Many men died. Many horses. They did win the battle, but barely. But it basically crippled them.
Oh.
And it was only a few days' march to get back here. But the thing was, DeSoto was afraid that all of his men would jump on the ship and go home.
Oh, well, yeah.
After that, because he had like taken them through all this swamps and mountains and all this and no gold, and he just thought that they would mutiny and leave. So he went north instead of coming south, and Maldonado didn't find anything. They kept coming back looking for him. Finally, in 1542, they made it to the Mississippi River, and DeSoto got a fever and died.
Oh.
And his men wrapped him up in a blanket and gave him a burial at sea in the Mississippi. And then they beat it home as best they could.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, after that.
The end of all these kiosks?
Yeah.
He died and they threw him in the Mississippi River?
Right. A total failure.
Hey.
No gold, no colony, nothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
You drove 16 hours, you say.
Oh.
How do you feel this morning?
I feel like I have a hangover. Oh, boy. That was quite a drive.
It was.
I think my record is 19 hours. Remember
It
that
is
drive?
19 hours from Dollywood back
and
to
Pigeon Forge to Massachusetts in 19 hours.
Yeah.
Anyway, obviously we couldn't do the wrap-up yesterday because we were pretty exhausted. So we decided to do it today.
And we are at Kiosk 16 because it was my favorite
Ross
location.
Prairie, right?
Ross Prairie. It's beautiful here, quiet.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what did you think of this whole thing, this journey across Florida?
Gosh. Well, the last clip, it ended with you telling me that Hernando de Soto died. He had a high fever, and they wrapped his body in a blanket and threw him into the Mississippi River.
Right. Weighted it down.
And weighted it down.
Yeah, with rocks.
No less.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
And it ended there but what was going through my thoughts in my mind at the moment was like, this man started in Tampa Bay with all those men and horses and
over
everything.
600 men,
and
horses.
At all these villages.
Right.
And kidnapped women. Who knows? I won't even say use your imagination what he did to them.
Oh yeah.
And
whatever you think, what you're thinking he did. Yeah.
He carried. They carried everything. The
porters they called them. Yeah.
Oh, porters.
Yeah.
Okay. You're so smart. Anyways, yeah. So and they lost their lives all the way up Florida. That whole trail.
That whole trail that we covered.
He never found gold, and he ended up at the bottom of the Mississippi River.
Right.
Meanwhile, all those people lost their lives.
And he disrupted these places severely. kidnapping the princess, the king.
Yeah.
That was their MO, and they learned that down in South America.
Mm-hmm.
Kidnap the king and then kind of blackmail everybody into
Mm-hmm.
doing everything, all these
What an
things.
ending.
And that's how he made everybody into porters and slaves and guides and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's tell everybody about the kiosks we didn't find. So if they decide they
Okay.
want to go
Okay.
follow the trail of DeSoto, we can help you out with that.
If
Which
you
was-
want to do that. Oh, and I should mention
Yes.
that this thing that we've done here, documenting all the kiosks along the DeSoto Trail for YouTube, we think we're the only ones that have ever done that.
We have done a lot of research to see if anyone else has actually followed the trail in Florida, because it does continue into Georgia and
Right, right.
the Carolinas, correct?
Yeah, all
No.
over the southeast.
What we did find was where the kiosks are located. The locals have gone to the kiosk and be on YouTube with short videos, whatever, and reading what was on the sign.
Right, right.
Unlike what we did. Chris has read DeSoto books, I mean, from beginning to end of his
Right.
life in is it Spain? Where
He
was?
started out in Spain
Yeah,
and
and
ended
when
up
he
in
came
the
to-
Mississippi.
Yeah,
Right.
And
Yeah.
you read that book from cover to cover,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of books. And
Yeah.
we did extensive
Some of the
research.
primary
He
sources.
did.
Yeah.
And he taught me as I went along. I have not. If there's anyone out there that has done that, send us a link.
No, I don't think anybody has. I know some people have done it. Historians and archaeologists
Right.
and not documented it on YouTube,
They didn't
though.
go from kiosk
Right,
to kiosk.
right.
They extended the area
Exactly.
where it actually happened.
Right.
Where that's the best part.
Yeah, yeah.
Because then you can go, wow, they stood here and they did this here. You get the feeling.
Right.
Even if it's built up, it's still in that ground somewhere. Anyways,
Okay, so
carry on.
we were getting into these are some of the kiosks that we found that were missing, and I've got about 5 or 6 here. So right off the bat, when we came out of the DeSoto Memorial in Tampa Bay, we went over the Sunshine Skyway Bridge, which goes over Tampa Bay, and the sources say that there was supposed to be a kiosk in the rest area. We found out there's a rest area on both sides of the highway there. It's a bridge, and if you haven't seen it, it's a beautiful bridge. We checked out both of the rest areas. Google said it was on the end of one of the rest areas. We scoured the place. There was nothing.
Yeah, there was nothing there. It was
Right.
pretty.
It was pretty. You got a few good shots
Yeah.
there.
A
Yeah.
lot of birds. They distract me, but it was fun. It was fun.
And then the next kiosk, I was kind of disappointed because this is number 3. It was Cockroach Bay Aquatic Preserve, which if you look at a map, it's just a big road that goes out into the Gulf of Mexico. And in this vicinity is where DeSoto's men offloaded the horses and they went inland to meet further up. Anyway, we went out there and it looks like a nice place to launch your boat, but
It's not a very big beach area.
no, it's
a lot
not
of
a
pelicans
beach
in
area.
the top of the trees. That was fun.
Yeah, but we couldn't find anything out there either.
No. We seen a broken pole and thought maybe that was it. But
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure a storm came through and knocked it down. They just didn't replace it.
right. That looks really susceptible to flooding and
But
storms.
still, no sign, but the feeling when you're there, knowing
Right.
that. That's where they let out the horses, correct?
Right,
Was pretty cool.
right. Actually, I think it was probably a little bit south of there, but you
Still,
get the
you
idea,
get the idea.
of what it was. It's got all those
Yeah.
mangrove trees in
Right.
there and everything, and that's where they offloaded the horses. And then the next few kiosks were there, and it was number 7 that was at Mike E. Sansone in Plant City, which is kind of a recreational area with ball
Right.
fields and everything.
We were like determined to find that kiosk, which we
Yeah.
never did. We went around that park, drove in
Multiple
circles
times.
multiple times.
And they have like a little trail
Yeah, we walked the
walked
trail.
halfway up and
Thought
down that
maybe-
thing.
And we said, because online, when we started this whole expedition of trail following DeSoto's kiosks, they said that they were just easy to find and in a
Right.
car.
Yep.
And
Not all of
that's
them
not
are.
true
No.
at all.
No.
You should be aware
Most
of that
of them
too.
are.
You need to walk
Yeah.
to find some of them.
Some of
and
them.
really search. They're not just drive-bys like they see online. So
Right.
there's a little heads up for you.
And so the next one was number 18. That was at Payne's Prairie Preserve in Micanopy. And I asked around on that. The lady, the ranger at the gate.
She said to ask the lady at the visitor center, and the visitor center lady said, ask the lady at...
Right.
And we're like, neither one of them know.
And the lady at the gate, or the ranger at the gate, told us that she had just started, so she didn't know anything about it.
So obviously they don't learn that in orientation about DeSoto.
What sign was there?
Right.
And the lady in the information area said it sounded familiar, but didn't really.
And DeSoto, you think they would have that, part of their orientation, or anyone that works at these parks?
But if it's gone,
wait a minute, DeSoto is a big part of Florida.
Yeah.
There's DeSoto parks. There's DeSoto. He's named after the street
counties,
signs. There's counties, towns.
Yeah.
You think they would know about DeSoto?
No.
They should.
No,
Pass it
not too
on.
many people know. That's the thing too.
I mean, at these parks, they should. If they claim to have a kiosk there,
Yeah.
they should know if it's there or not.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't there.
No.
But beautiful place nonetheless.
It is beautiful. We got to
they had
see the
big-
wild horses while we were there.
Right. They had a big observation deck.
Did you know they have wild horses that date back to
The Spanish.
the Spanish?
Right.
Actually related to them. I
Right.
believe,
Florida
and
Florida
buffalo.
has them all over the place. These
The buffalo
wild
were
horses.
reintroduced, but the wild horses go back
Yeah.
to DeSoto.
Yeah, the buffalo were from the Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
And there are buffalo out here, but you're right. They
were
weren't
introduced.
indigenous to
No.
here. Yeah.
But the wild ponies were.
The wild
horses,
ponies
yeah.
go all the way back to the
Yeah.
Spanish ponies, right?
That's crazy cool.
Yeah,
Yeah. Anyways.
that is. The next one was San Velasco Hammock State Park in Gainesville. And that was just kind of a trail. And the idea with that one, it was supposed to show you what a hammock looked like. When I first moved down here, I was like, what's this hammock
I know,
stuff?
I know.
And I Googled it. I have to admit, it's a high area
you
of
need
land
to,
with
and to
with
teach
hardwood
yourself, yeah.
trees. It's not swampy.
I mean, you can't come someplace and know everything. That's
Right,
what education's
right.
about.
Yeah, up in New England, we
research.
don't have hammocks.
No,
Right.
we have forests, national forests.
Right. So this was to illustrate what it looked like during that time in the 1500s, what it was like for them to march through this area. And they did, the sources I found said that they did actually march through that area that park is.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wait a minute,
it hasn't
so
changed since.
I don't look like I don't know what I'm talking about. Wouldn't a hammock and a hollow be kind of like the same thing?
I guess a hollow is kind of
Because
like
we have hollows
kind of
in New
like
England.
a place in between two mountainous areas.
So
yeah.
a hammock is
High ground that's not a swamp.
okay.
Has
That's
oak trees,
why they were
pine
going to the
trees.
hammocks, because they didn't want to walk through the swamp.
Right. It's preferable
Okay, all
than
right.
walking through a swamp.
And a hollow is
Yeah,
is
it's
like
it's
whole-
kind of like a valley, you
a
might
val-
say.
okay,
A-
all right.
a-
So,
another
yeah.
word for a valley.
we don't call it. We have
Right.
all high ground there, so no, we don't have
Right.
hammocks. The whole freaking New England's a hammock.
Yeah. right.
Anyway,
Yeah.
thank you. I learned something.
And when you're in the swamp, you see the cypress trees.
yeah. Ooh,
So when you
beautiful.
start seeing the live oaks and the
probably
pine trees,
you probably if you watched if you watched the whole trailer, I mean the whole playlist,
series,
the
yeah,
series,
yeah.
you're gonna hear me repeatedly saying, "I love Spanish moss. I love." Well, you gotta understand. You know, we're from New England, born and raised in Massachusetts,
Yeah,
brought up there
right.
for our entire lives till we lived a few years in New Hampshire. And Spanish moss, we don't have that there.
No.
And when you see it, just it's beautiful. But anyways,
It is.
continue.
We both love it.
Yeah.
All right, last place that we couldn't find the kiosk, and I was calling it Olean State Park.
Right.
It's Oleno State Park, High Springs.
That's okay. You're forgiven.
Yeah, I need to correct that.
Well, that's good.
And there again, we talked to a park ranger, and he said
Mm-hmm.
that there was a kiosk there at one time, and that it is no longer there, and he couldn't really tell me what happened to it. I asked him if it was a hurricane, and he paused, and he
You
just
just
said
had no
no.
answer. No.
So those are the ones that you don't want to bother with if you're actually thinking of doing this. You know, it's a nice thing to do on the weekends, hit a few kiosks. And the thing is that these places are beautiful. They're in these state parks. And just, it was, we were going to look at a sign, but we had the extra benefit of seeing these
where were we? In
beautiful
the lakes?
areas.
Somewhere near Plant City.
Yeah.
Where they had the really bad battle, where
Oh, yeah.
they were burying them or something.
Oh, where they the Spanish buried their dead, and then the natives dug them back up again.
That
yeah,
park.
Right. Yeah.
I don't remember it.
Yeah.
But
It's in there.
yeah. It's so beautiful.
Right.
Yeah, that was just loaded with birds. I was going crazy.
Right. So
I
we
disappeared for like 20 minutes.
That was kind of a benefit of doing this.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
get to see. We wouldn't have seen all these parks otherwise.
And I'm a professional photographer, landscape. Been that one for like over 25 years myself. And for me to go someplace and see wildlife and not have my camera with me, I have my camera with me now just in case something trots on by.
And if
Goes with me everywhere.
If you haven't noticed, my wife is Mother Nature, and she talks to every animal that she approaches.
Yeah.
In this video series, you saw that. And sometimes I'll be like, oh, we didn't talk to an animal in this one.
Yeah.
So almost every video we did, you talked to an animal.
Well, yeah. Good.
Yeah.
I love animals. Anyways, who can't?
Well, they love you. They always come up to you.
Yeah. I'm going to be humble on that one, but yeah.
Okay. So another thing I wanted to mention, just as we're closing out, the kiosks are based on primary sources, and I wanted to tell you there's 4 primary sources that they base their locations on. And when you look at it, you read the source, and it's kind of like an educated guess where the area is based on the description of the geography and the sources. So where we were with these kiosks is, historians have studied this, and they figured this is kind of where it was. So anyway, the primary sources are, one is called The Gentleman from Elvis. Not Elvis, Elvas.
I was going to ask that, but I didn't.
Yeah, it's a place. It's a place in Portugal. Portuguese. Anonymous source. It's some gentleman from Elvis. Some of the men on the DeSoto voyage were from this village of Elvis, and Elvas.
Elvas.
And he documented it pretty well. I think he's the best one. Then we have another one, Luis Hernandez de Biedma. He was the Crown's factor, and I think that is kind of like he's the money man that goes along with the expedition to keep track of what DeSoto's doing with the money. But he kept a record, kept kind of a journal of what was going on. And then Rodrigo Rangel, DeSoto's secretary, his personal secretary, kept kind of a diary every day. It was,
Thank God, we wouldn't be doing this.
Right, we know kind of what happened almost every day.
It's incredible that they could do that back then in the 1539
and
whatever.
it's still there. I mean, the original documents still exist.
Think about that.
And he was kind of sparse, though. He'd just write out kind of like your average diary, like, it's Tuesday and we captured a couple natives, but not much. And then there's another one. It's Garcilio de la Vega. He's called El Inca. I think he was originally kidnapped down South America, brought to Spain, learned Spanish, and became a writer. And what he did was he interviewed many people who were on the expedition, the ones that survived and got back. But he created, it was like a romance novel, they say he over-romanticized and exaggerated things a lot. So when I look at him, he's a good source to kind of know what was going on, but I wouldn't take what he says as specifically
Makes sense.
Good information. So when you read the historians, they kind of just kind of refer to him and say how he probably exaggerated it, and Anyway, and a couple primary sources that I read, and I want to read some more. I know secondary sources, that is, historians. I read the biography of Hernando de Soto called A Savage Quest by David Duncan. Fantastic book, easy to read, from beginning to end, the brutal career of Hernando de Soto. And then another one was called Knights of Spain, Warriors of the Sun, Hernando de Soto and the South's Ancient Chiefdoms by Charles Hudson, who was one of the foremost historians on De Soto, and Robbie Ethridge. Hudson is the historian that this De Soto trail, he created this from looking at the sources and trying to figure out where they were in modern day Florida. So he's the one where we get all this stuff. And
Thank you.
yes. The other thing I wanted to mention is in the beginning I was working from the National Park System, which put up these kiosks, their website, and they didn't give very good directions to where you can find these. But then later on I found another website that gives you the exact spot coordinates of each
Which
kiosk.
is so helpful.
Right,
Yeah.
it was very helpful. And we're going to link that, and I'll also try to put links to the primary sources.
They'll be in my description.
Yeah, it'll be in the
bottom,
description,
yeah.
right.
So you don't have to go searching for it. That's where I'll
So
put it.
for those history geeks that
Yeah.
want to know about that stuff, yeah.
You should tell them also what's pretty important is about the museum and the artifacts.
Right, that is in the second to last episode. You'll notice that throughout the series we're talking about seeing these artifacts at the museum in Tallahassee, and then when we got there we found out it was pretty much closed and empty, and they have transferred those artifacts.
They're being stored someplace. They're not even on display.
No.
And the
archaeologist that was there, there was an archaeologist there. I banged on some doors, and he said that they're going to be putting up a more modern museum that they'll be housed in. So
don't waste your time.
Right, that's another disappointment.
The thing is, it's disappointing because it's online that it's there, and they haven't taken it down yet. And,
that it's open.
That it's open,
right.
And that the artifacts are there, and they're not. So.
Right. When I talked to the archaeologist, he was kind of surprised that it said online that they were open, because I don't think they've been open for a while.
And that the artifacts are there.
Yeah.
And
there was nothing there.
No. Anyways.
So, I guess this wraps up our series on DeSoto. Are you going to miss DeSoto?
Yeah, we're on the way here. We were talking about what series we're going to do next. So we're like, well, there's the Seminoles, and then there's
Civil War battlefields.
And
plantations.
Plantations.
I don't know. Maybe some folks out there have some good ideas. Yeah, the railroads.
Oh my gosh, there's so much.
Right. There's so much to Florida history.
The mounds that everywhere that the Indians left behind.
The mound culture. We've been to one.
We're not doing Ocala State Forest.
No.
I know about Ocala State Forest.
Oh, spooky. Yeah. No. But this wraps it up for DeSoto. Yeah. Jeez, I'm gonna miss it.
Well, if you're interested in any information we left, you can go and, like I said, my description down below, and I'll have all the links there. And if you have any questions, leave me some comments about DeSoto. Chris will answer them all for you.
Or comments.
Yeah, comments.
Like if we got something wrong or something, put it up there. Let us know.
Even if they have a question about DeSoto, like if you need help to find a kiosk or whatever, reach out. We'll happily help you find the kiosk. It's a lot of fun. The parks themselves are beautiful, and to get in there and check out and explore. So thank you.
Okay.
And we're gonna say bye because now we need to plan our next video. We don't know what it's gonna be. That's the fun of discovery. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Bye bye.